You ever have those mornings where the shop feels like it's actually glad to see you? Everything's tidy, the air smells like cedar and cold steel, and you haven't made a single catastrophic measurement error yet.
Give it 20 minutes, Tiger. You'll be elbow deep in a quick fix that involves 3 trips to the hardware store and a string of words that'd make a sailor blush.
Oh, I've already got the first aid kit on standby. But happy Saturday, April 11th. We're fueling up for a big one. Today's a bit of a tectonic shift in the industry. It's like finding out your two favorite uncles are merging their wood shops, but one of them brings a literal mountain of high-end circuitry.
You're talking about the Makita and Panasonic news. This isn't just shop gossip. This feels like a genuine power move.
That's the understatement of the year. Makita is officially folding Panasonic's power tool division into the family. It's slated for September 2026, but the ripples are already hitting the pond. Panasonic has always lived in that high-end, I build airplanes and luxury cars industrial space. Makita, they're the workhorses we all know.
So, what does that mean for the guy just trying to finish a deck or a cabinet set? Does my Makita drill suddenly get a smart brain?
It means the tech that makes an assembly line run for 1,000 hours without a hiccup is going to start trickling down into the tools we keep in our trucks. Panasonic's electronics are top tier. I once used an old Panasonic cordless. This thing looked like a brick from 1994, but it drove 3-inch lag bolts with the grace of a sewing machine. Seeing that DNA merge with Makita's ergonomics, it's like putting a supercar engine in a pickup truck. It's going to be interesting to see if the Teal team stays affordable or if they start chasing that ultra premium cloud.
Speaking of power, you were nerding out over battery cells this morning. Something about DeWalt losing their tabs?
My wife calls it battery geeking, and I wear the badge proudly. DeWalt is dropping these new FlexVolt 12 H packs using tabless cell technology. Imagine a standard battery cell like a massive stadium with only 2 narrow exit doors. When everyone tries to leave at once, that's your high drain power. Things get hot and slow.
And tabless is, what, taking the doors off the hinges?
Better. It's like making the entire stadium wall a sliding door. The electricity doesn't have to squeeze through a tiny metal tab. It just flows. It's colder, it's faster, and it means your circular saw won't bog down when you're ripping through pressure-treated 4x4s. It actually makes the tool feel like it's got a fresh pair of lungs.
But wait, didn't you say they're changing the names again? I just finally memorized what Power Stack means. Is that gone?
It's the marketing department's world, Alex. We're just living in it. They're phasing out the Power Stack label. The technology, the pouch cells, isn't going anywhere, but they're slapping XR on everything now. Look for the giant block letters on the new 3AH and 5AA packs. It's a bit like a band changing their name right when they got a hit record. It's still the same music, just a different logo on the t-shirt.
As long as they don't change the charger. If I have to buy another plastic box that plugs into the wall just to juice up a drill, I'm going back to handsaws.
Careful what you wish for. I've spent enough hours with a Japanese pull saw to know my deltoids aren't ready for a full-time commitment to the 18th century.
Let's shift gears. We're seeing a change in the trades, specifically the grease monkey stereotype. You saw the report from the industry leaders this week?
Yeah, Patty Kettles and Jason Hurl are essentially saying the era of the mechanic who just hits things with a bigger hammer is sunsetting. In 2026, if you aren't a diagnostic technologist, you're going to find your paycheck hitting a very hard ceiling.
That sounds a bit intimidating for someone who just likes working with their hands. Diagnostic technologist sounds like someone who works at a hospital, not a garage.
Between you and me, the cars are the ones in the hospital now. Most of these modern EVs and hybrids have more lines of code than a fighter jet. Jason Hurl made a great point. The successful shops today are the ones balancing that old school mechanical intuition, the I can hear that the bearing is shot skill, with the ability to navigate a software interface. It's a career ladder now. You start as a tech, move to a specialist, and end up as a technologist. It's about longevity. Your back might give out at 50, but your brain can troubleshoot a faulty sensor until you're 80.
So, it's about future-proofing. But what about the people who don't want to work for a shop? Every time we post a Maker Mogul segment, my inbox explodes with people asking, how do I start selling my cutting boards without losing my mind?
Ah, the classic hobby to hustle trap. Look, I've been there. You make one nice jewelry box for your aunt, she tells 3 friends, and suddenly you're a business. But there's a cliff you can fall off if you aren't careful.
You mean the I spent $500 on wood and sold the table for 50 cliff?
Exactly. You've got to validate the demand before you go buy that $5,000 wide belt sander. Shopify put out some great advice for 2026. Start with micro-influencers or local pop-ups. Don't build an inventory of 50 items that you think are cool. Build 3, see if the market actually bites, and then scale.
And what about the not so fun stuff? The taxes, the material tracking?
That's the tuition no one wants to pay. If you want to be a maker mogul, you have to treat your scrap pile like a balance sheet. Every penny of glue, every sanding disc, every hour you spent listening to a podcast while you worked, it has to be accounted for. If you don't charge what you're worth, you aren't a business. You're just a very busy volunteer with a sawdust allergy.
Speaking of being busy, what are you watching right now? I know you've been glued to the Renix series.
Oh man, Renek's Epiphone Les Paul project? It is pure soul-soothing content. Watching a master do a Renek on a guitar, the precision of that joinery, it's like watching a surgeon, but with more mahogany. It's a masterclass in not panicking when things look ugly in the middle.
I'm more of a practical learner. I've been watching Carlos from Elemento Drywall. I honestly thought drywall was just, smear some mud on and hope for the best.
And that's why your guest room looks like the surface of the moon, Alex.
Hey, it's textured. But seriously, watching Carlos move, it's like a dance. It reminds you that even the dirty jobs in the trades have a level of artistry that takes years to perfect. It's a skill every DIYer thinks they have until they actually try to sand a ceiling.
That's the truth of the shop life. Whether you're lacing a new neck onto a guitar or mudding a seam, it's all about the reps. You can't buy the feel for the tool. You have to earn it through about 1,000 mistakes and at least one minor burn.
So what's the big takeaway for the TigerDen crew this morning? We've got corporate mergers, battery revolutions, and the death of the mechanic. It's a lot of change.
I think the lesson is that the tools change, the titles change, but the want to stays the same. Whether you're using a tabless cell, DeWalt, or a hand plane from the 1800s, you're still trying to solve a problem with your own two hands. Don't get so caught up in the tech that you forget to actually make something.
And maybe don't quit your day job until you've tracked the cost of your glue.
Especially the glue. That stuff's liquid gold these days.
Thanks for the talk, Tiger. I'm going to go try and diagnose why my lawnmower sounds like a bag of rocks.
Good luck. If you find yourself reaching for a bigger hammer, just remember what we talked about. Go build something great today, folks. We'll see you in the den.